Hi everyone, Fake the Make Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Dominic Fike album, Sunburn. Yep, newest LP from singer, songwriter, guitarist, rapper, Dominic Fike, who has been on quite the run since dropping a series of popular demos and SoundCloud cuts around the late 2010s. He has since worked with the likes of Paul McCartney, Justin Bieber, also landed a role in the popular and controversial HBO series Euphoria. Prior to that, he was already kind of an alternative indie pop rock star, and nowadays I would say that's even more so the case. I just saw him hawking guitars in a Fender advertisement this morning. All that being said though, in the past few years I think Fike's marketability has proven to be stronger than his music. Outside of a few flashes in the pan, his debut, What Could Possibly Go Wrong, was pretty forgettable. Which is sad because given the wide variety of influences going into Dominic's music, it seems like he's on the cusp of doing something unique as he blends bits of rock and pop and R&B and hip-hop pretty seamlessly. Regardless though, I think there's something about Fike's aura that makes him a magnetic artist. His effortlessly cool style, his bad boy demeanor. He can effectively twist himself into whatever popular vibe or sound to serve a song. But once you dig beyond these surface level aesthetics and get to things like songwriting, this record really leaves something to be desired. Because in the track list here, we are often handed bland and forgettable tunes with super sleepy vocals that sound easily replicable and just deliver very few moments that snap me to attention. Be that on 7 Hours, which is an acoustic cut that seems very enamored with its own smoothness, which feels grossly artificial to a degree. Even if I do like the song Story of a Long Distance Love. There's also the summer top-down vibes of Pasture Child, which is packed with these carefree guitars and breathy rap-sung bars about a crushy-wushy situation over a girl who seems very much on the straight and narrow, kind of sheltered maybe. Either way, despite this track's hip and youthful veneer, kind of sounds like, I don't know, a John Mayer song? In that sort of lame and suave way. And there are other moments on this LP where the vibes just feel off. The track Ant Pile, for example, which, yeah, the lyrics may go back to time in one's youth of lockers and bullying and puberty, but that's no reason to instrumentally make the song sound like a Radio Disney children's rock track. The fusion of wailing emo pop lead vocals and super lush indie folk choruses on Sick is a bold move, but not one I'm sure works, though I admire Dominic for at least trying on this one. Then there's also Mona Lisa, with its light danceable beats and summery background instrumentation. It feels like Dominic accidentally made a Calvin Harris song here, but one that sounds even more like it should be played in an elevator. But even worse, I feel like the song Bodies is accidentally an LFO song. Yeah, that old boy band that did Summer Girls. And not just because of One More Time we get these kind of moody, suave, sad Cali boy lead vocals, but there are also some weird lyrics on here about, you know, like a partner's bodies from college. And I get it, Dominic Fike's point here is to say you shouldn't care that much about someone's body count, which, yeah, you shouldn't. But the way it's being phrased and delivered on this cut just feels like desperate and subtly horny pandering. Hey girl, I don't care about your body count. Especially as Dominic goes so far to say, if I put a belly on you, maybe I could have made it last. She got a baby daddy who keep bringing up the kid. Yeah, just getting someone pregnant is definitely the way to make things last. There's also Mama's Boy on this record, which I think features the most annoying and oddly goofy vocals on the entire record. They are kind of staccato in a kind of surreal way. I feel like I'm living through a nightmare, a bedroom pop nightmare on this track. So yeah, there's a lot of duds, not a lot of good songs or song ideas, melodically or lyrically, on this record. And even when Dominic is working with some great tried and true ideas, like in the case of Think Fast, which features Weezer, but really what's going on here is he has interpolated vocal lines from Weezer's very popular track Undone, the Sweater song. And even with these golden flow flows and vocal lines from that classic track, the song here still sounds like just a complete bore. I won't completely tear this album down, as there are at least a few highlights on it. There's the intro cut, which features some great driving beats, some guitar lines that remind me a bit of Radiohead's In Rainbows, and very fast, aggressive, and passionate flows and lyrics from Dominic, very much about the troubled life he led up until this point, which come across pretty compelling. This is another reason I really like the song 4x4, as Dominic also gets into some really deep and personal stuff on that track as well, in a way that feels pretty high stakes, and does it in a more kind of low-key acoustic context, with some of the sharpest and most memorable melodies on the entire record. And then finally there's Dancing in the Courthouse, which is far and away the best banger this project has to offer. Might actually be the best song of Dominic's career so far. The lyrics are actually quite clever and witty much of the time, and the chorus totally slaps too. But outside of that, there's not a whole lot of highlights on this record for me, honestly. Just like Dominic's last record, even though the production sounds higher grade on this new one, yeah, it's really just kind of another faceplant, along with a lack of personality, a lack of stylistic focus, and a lack of reasons to really kind of go back to this record. I'm feeling a light to decent 4 on this one. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Dominic Fike, forever.